Okay, welcome to my video series, Messages from Mars. And this first part's called Impossible Geoglyphs Explained. And why I call them impossible is from a human perspective, and that it's impossible that these could have been done by humans. So obviously, they are being created by some other race, an alien race, because the scale is just out of this world. So the first geoglyphs I'm going to show you is in the northern hemisphere here of Mars. And why it caught my eye is it's got like a human type shape to it. Okay, so there it is zoomed in. Now I've added a bit of brightness to some of these screenshots just so you can actually see the detail a bit more. Now just looking at that, you can see, or what I can see, is a human type figure. Okay, and standing side on, it's looking to the right of the screen. Obviously that's his legs down there. The back side, it's got like a large stomach. Its right arm going across its body. Face. Some type of elongated skull there. Elbow, hand, fingers, and appears to be holding something. Okay, now, so I'm going to go into more detail and explain each of these parts on this geoglyph. Now, before I start, I just want to say this is completely my opinion. People are going to look at this and think that I'm actually seeing things. That's fine if you think that, but I'll do my best to prove what's really happening here, or what I think is really happening here. Okay, so I've just enlarged it slightly there, brightened it up a little bit. Okay, so there it is zoomed in even more. And when I first looked at this, it reminded me of something I'd seen before, or an image. And what that image was is a Sumerian king or an Annunaki. And it reminded me of this. Okay, you can see the long beard there, elongated top head or skull. As you can see, there's like a type of a wristband or watch or bracelet. And the right arm coming across the body, holding something. Well, here's that image again. As you can see, the right arm, elbow, some type of little bracelet there, and hand and fingers holding something. Now you've got to imagine there's probably been quite a bit of erosion on this geoglyph. It could be thousands, it could be millions, or even a billion years. I don't know. This could have been designed a very, very long time ago. Now let's have a look at some of the different parts of this geoglyph that I proclaimed as a geoglyph. Now how these geoglyphs were made is beyond my thinking. I've got no idea. Was it a laser from a spaceship? Was it created on the ground? I don't know. But the scale of these are absolutely enormous. So let's just look at the face area first. And as you can see, I've basically circled the head there. So zoom in slightly. You can actually see two eyes, a nose, where a mouth was, an ear, the person's right ear, obviously a forehead, chin. As you can see, it's got a lot of features very similar to a human face. Now the part shaded in red is what I think it's its right arm. You obviously have its right shoulder here, upper arm out to the elbow, forearm going up to some sort of wristband, and obviously hand and then fingers. Now I just want to focus on something in particular. In the blue circle there, you'll see what looks like some type of watch feature. And if this is the wrist, it's obviously a wristband, a watch, a bracelet. What exactly it is, I'm not sure. But if you look here at this old carving of it's either a Sumerian king or it's an Annunaki member. They have that same type of wristwatch or wristband. As you can see in this image, this person has the same type of pose. You can see the right arm going across the body up to the wristband, the hand, and then holding something. Similar type head, looking to the right, or to their left I should say, right of the screen. And this is like a similar type wristband. Now let's just focus on this section for a second. And this was where I was saying it looks like a hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers, which appear to be holding something. Now I've considered two alternatives that this figure is actually holding. The first one could be this legendary handbags that the Sumerian kings and the Annunaki used to hold. In fact, these handbags are in many cultures' carvings. I've actually seen these handbags in Central American carvings, South American. So what it actually means, I really don't know. Were they holding some type of energy source? I don't know. But that's one thing I have considered that this figure is holding. There seems to be a type of handle there, under the fingers. So that's one possibility. The other possibility is it could be like a stone tablet. As you can see here, the writing on there is called cuneiform. It's an ancient writing. And the Sumerians wrote on these clay tablets. And there's some famous ones which have the king's list of the Sumerians. So that's another possibility of what this figure is actually holding. Maybe it's a message. And as you can see, the size of these Annunaki. Okay, much bigger than a regular human. And even shown in this sculpture, you can see that it's actually holding a lion in his right arm. Just to show the scale of the size of the Annunaki. So what I'm thinking is, these geoglyphs are built on such a large scale that they can be seen from other planets, either through a telescope or by probe, which Earth currently has sent up to around to orbit Mars, or by passing spacecraft. Okay, now let's have a look at another side on here, which I find is quite spectacular. Again, people might not be able to see what I'm seeing. Is what I'm seeing real? I don't know. It's just my opinion. You might be able to see it, you mightn't be able to see it. But all I can do is put forward some points to explain what I'm seeing and what I think the reason is because of it. If you have a look over here, this large circle in the middle of the screen is called Olympus Mons. Now it's actually the highest mountain in the solar system. It's at least twice the size of Mount Everest here on Earth. Okay, so it's a very large extinct volcano. But this is what I'm not actually focusing on, it's what's around here. Now I'll just stop it there. Two images actually jumped out at me when I was looking at this part of Mars. And this was just above Olympus Mons. Now what I can actually see here is two figures. I can see a feline type figure, and I can actually see an avian type feature. So basically a cat and a bird. And I'm just going to highlight what I can actually see here. Now as you can see, I've highlighted the feline type or cat type figure in an orangey colour, basically to represent the lion, is which I can see here more than any of the other cats. As you can see, this is its face up here, nose, an ear, outstretched right arm, outstretched left arm, and its back. So it's facing away from the screen and it has its head turned to the left. It's reached its paw out here, and I can actually see this bird type shape. Bird with a large beak, lots of feathers, and wing folded over and down to some tail feathers down here. I'll just show it without my shading again. And I don't know, is it jumping out at you at all? It just, to me, it looks as plain as day. I can, as soon as I look here, every time I can just see the cat-like figure and the bird-like figure. And I'll just show them here one at a time. Cat-like figure head of the feline. And there it is, obviously shaded again. Out of all the cats, to me, this looks more like a lion than any of the others. And it's like it appears to be coming out of Olympus Mons. And here is the avian figure, okay, like a bird. Seems to be like a tropical type of bird. Like a bird of paradise type avian creature. And there it is, just with my coloured shading. Now there is a reason I have chosen blue for the bird. There's one particular alien race whose main creatures features a bird and a cat. And they're called the Lyrans, Lyran, the Lyran alien race. Now, obviously nobody has any photos of them. It's just from reports of spiritual type people who've seen them in dreams, have been spoken to them. Whether that's right or not, I don't know. But the avian species of the Lyrans was meant to be blue. I'm just going to show you some images that I've found doing a bit of research of what the Lyran race is supposed to look like. And as you can see here, two figures again. One on the left, a blue bird type figure with wings. And the one on the right, an orange type cat figure, feline figure, that is meant to represent what this alien species looks like. And again, somebody else's interpretation of what they saw. And there's the Lyran lion. And this alien race is meant to be superior to most of the others. After doing much research, there's reports that there was an alien war between the Lyrans and the reptilians. Where people got that information from, I do not know. Just me doing a lot of research. Did people see these in dreams? Did they have spiritual awakenings? I don't know. But it's believed that obviously the reptilians had conquered the earth at some stage. I mean, we've got their skeletons, we've got dinosaur skeletons. The reptilians dominated earth for many hundreds of millions of years. And what's to say that the Lyrans didn't actually come in after them and bring all their animals? I don't know. I'm just basically looking at what I can see here, and they do look a lot like the Lyran figures. Now what's interesting is where they're actually situated, a location on Mars, right next to Olympus Mons. Now anybody looking at Mars would notice Olympus Mons because it's probably the largest feature on the planet. Enormous volcano. Like I said before, at least 2 times the height of Mount Everest. So many telescopes, especially from Earth, would focus on this area to have a look. So were these geoglyphs strategically put here so that people looking would notice them as well? Well, up until now, nobody's noticed these. There is no reports or research of these, what I think are geoglyphs. And it's amazing that no one's noticed them either. NASA definitely hasn't noticed them because they would have blurred these out if they knew what they were. Maybe they're just hoping no one else would see them. But I truly believe they haven't seen them. And nobody has seen these messages that this alien race is trying to send. I mean, is the cat with its paw on the head of the bird, is that a peace gesture? I really don't know. Is that basically telling people on Earth that we were here first? I don't know. I'm just basically commenting on what I can see. I just think it's amazing though. I just think that I'm hoping what I can see is really there, because this would be just technology on a completely another level that we can't comprehend. To be able to design terrain in an image is just next level. What does everyone else think? Can they see what I'm seeing, or am I just seeing things? Let me know in the comments below. I will be making other Mars videos because I have found quite a few interesting things on here. Not just geoglyphs, but I've actually found structures and possibly ruined cities. So until next time, bye for now.